Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, my name is Brandon, a.k.a. Rags to Riches. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I have no idea why you are here. You are here, quite frankly, because you have nothing else better to do. Viber Finance CEO says, here we go. Hex Force One, he says, what's up? Pulsechain Trainer, what's good, fam? He says, happy to catch a live one. Hexy Quinn with the fire emojis. Ah, shoot, not the ginger again. The ginger is here. Chad D to the power 13. We are so freaking back. Family friendly for the most part here, ladies and gentlemen. Except for Chad D to the power 13. His name's Chad, for God's sakes. Mindline Ghost, what's good, everyone? Got the star in the house. Magnus got the star. Hexy Quinn got the star. Godfather J6 got the star. Goodness. Magnus, hey, Brandon, what's up, dude? Reindeer are getting ready, getting them fat for the wintertime. Here we are. All right, let me check here real quick. We'll go here, and then we're going to go here, guys. Let's just, let's have some fun today. Let's turn up just a little bit, and, let's see what happens here. Let's go.
Them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever, because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become.
That you're going to have some ups and you're going to have some downs. Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the human spirit is powerful. There's nothing as powerful. It's hard to kill the human spirit. Anybody can feel good when they have their health, their bills are paid, they have happy relationships. Anybody can be positive then. Anybody can have a larger vision then. Anybody can have faith under those kinds of circumstances. The real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down. It takes courage to act. Part of being hungry when you've been defeated, it takes courage to start over again. Fear kills dreams. Fear kills hope. Fear put people in the hospital. Fear can age you, can hold you back from doing something that you know within yourself that you're capable of doing, but it will paralyze you.
At the end of your feelings is nothing, but at the end of every principle is a promise. Behind your little feelings, it might not be absolutely nothing at the end of your little feelings, but behind every principle is a promise. And some of you in your life, the reason why you're not at your goal right now, because you just all about your feelings. You all on your feelings. You don't feel like waking up. So who does? Every day you say no to your dreams, you might be pushing your dreams back a whole 6 months, a whole year. That one single day, that one day you didn't get up could have pushed your stuff back I don't know how long.
Don't allow your emotions to control you. We are emotional, but you want to begin to discipline your emotion. If you don't discipline and contain your emotions, they will use you. You want it. And you're going to go all out to have it. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out. I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm coming back. And I'll be stronger and better because of it. You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. You're standing up for your dreams. You're standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for health. Take full responsibility for your life. Accept where you are and the responsibility that you're going to take yourself where you want to go. You can decide that I'm going to live each day as if it were my last. Live your life with passion, with some drive. Decide that you're going to push yourself. The last chapter to your life has not been written yet, and it doesn't matter about what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it?
This year, I will make this goal become a reality. I won't talk about it anymore. I can. I can. I can.
To persevere, I think, is important for everybody. Don't give up. Don't give in. There's always an answer to everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling today? How are we feeling today, ladies and gentlemen? How many of you here currently in this chat have experienced, maybe right now you're experiencing it, moments in life when everything really does seem to be falling apart? And I know there's people out there like that because I've got DMs and I talk to folks, and you know, to these people and to some of us at certain points in our lives, you know, everything just feels overwhelming. I would say that everything feels completely insurmountable. But I'm here to assure you about something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to assure you that in those moments, you're not the only one that's feeling that, and you're not the only one that has ever felt that. That's important to know. All right. We've all been there. We've faced that adversity. We've questioned our ability to keep going, and it sucks. How many of you doubted your own strengths, especially when you have setbacks? You got to remember that these setbacks are not permanent, ladies and gentlemen. You got to remember that these are stepping stones, and not every stone is large. You might step and you might feel like you're going to fall. It might be real small under your foot, but the next one's going to be better, and the next one's going to be better, and ultimately you're moving across that creek. You're moving across that river. So every single time that you actually stumble, when these sorts of things are happening, you just got to remember that it's a learning process, and you really have to find a way to embrace those as such. And you got to take it easy on yourself, man. People don't take it easy on themselves. You got to, the inner voice in your head has to act like your best friend. And every time you do something, every time you screw up, every time you fail, that third party inner voice in your head has to say, listen, just take it easy. You learned something. You got something right, and you got a lot wrong, but next go around, you're not going to get as much wrong. Good job for sticking in there. It sucked, but you're going to be okay. That's how you got to talk to yourself. We tell our friends that. We tell our friends, our family that when we want them to feel better. How come we don't tell ourselves that? And if you don't believe me that works, just make it a point to do it for about 2 or 3 months straight. See what happens. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today. We are on stream. We are in a nasty, dirty, brutal bear market. We are in an oppressive, tyrannical a maniacal genius underneath an umbrella of tyranny in terms of the government, and we are showing up every day. In fact, I see some people in here that have shown up just about every single stream for the past 24 months. And one of it is actually at this point the worst bear market that cryptocurrency has ever seen. There's so many crazy things that are happening in the world, and we're just trying to find some sort of anchor. We're trying to find some sort of truth to moor our lines on, okay? And the truth of the matter is, we can do that with community. We can have people that we count on. We can have people that we rely on. And we get to fellowship with those people every day, and that's what gets us through stuff. And I know, like I said, guys, you know, thousands of people watch my streams, and I know that a lot of those people are going through stuff. We quickly forget that these are real people in the real world. So, guys, congratulations if you made it this far. You're a lifelong learner. That's what I want you to be on my stream. I want you to take what I say. I want you to go and research it. I want to deliver good information to everybody. And I want to be as honest as I can possibly be. If I screw up, make sure you call me out. We're going to get into this today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about a couple things. So I took a poll. All right, so let me pull this poll up so you guys can see. I took this poll on Twitter. I love Twitter because, and I'm going to call it Twitter. Am I ever going to call it X? I don't know, man. I can't really see myself ever calling it X. Like, you know, I can't see myself calling the Commanders the Redskins the Commanders. Like, I'm always going to call it the Redskins. All right, that's what I'm going to do. So, all right, let's keep going here. So, the question that I asked, because I've been getting some requests, okay, and mind you, here's my FUD meme, okay. FUD demons trying to intercept Rags. Rags don't freaking play that. Look, dude, look at that roundhouse kick to that gator neck. Woo! That is just screaming right there. Okay, let's keep going. I said, would my followers like for me to cover non-Pulsechain related cryptocurrencies as well? If so, which? Thanks. And I like Twitter because I get to poll people and I get that instantaneous feedback. Guys, we had 641 votes on that. 641 votes. So I'm asking the people that show up every day, I'm saying, you know, what are you thinking? Now, people would kind of go through this and they would vote and then they'd see the results and they said, oh, 61.3% of people said that Rags should only be covering Pulsechain related cryptocurrencies. Okay. But there's almost 40% of people who said yes, who wanted me to cover other things. 40%. Now, we grew up in a democracy and everybody says, oh, well, you know, 49 to 51, the majority wins. Everybody else gets screwed. I'm not so sure that works. So here's what we're going to do. Guys, I started talking about cryptocurrency a long time ago, long time before Pulsechain, long time before Hex and all that. And there are some cryptocurrencies I think that are definitely worth talking about. Because we would want some of their services even on Pulsechain. I'm going to primarily focus on Pulsechain, but you know, we're going to start throwing some other stuff in there. Okay. No, I'm not paid. If you just showed up, I'm not paid for this. I've never been sponsored to talk about anything. All right, here we go. So the question is, guys, I want you to think while we're going over all the other stuff that we go over at the end. I'm going to take some requests to take a look at some charts and some cryptocurrencies within Pulsechain. So I want you guys to give me some suggestions, okay? I'm going to be true to you guys. All right, I'm going to be true. And I understand this. I understand that there aren't only 2 or 3 cryptocurrencies that you guys are focused on and taking a look at. That would be stupid for me to think that, okay? And I don't have blinders over my freaking eyes here, folks. All I've ever asked you guys is just not to nuke your account. Just to be careful. So you guys, if you guys have some things you want me to talk about, then I'll pull it up here on stream and I'll talk about it. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, first off, let's get into Bitcoin, all right? So for those of you who show up every day, I know this gets boring, but I need to keep going over it just to give you guys some context. I'll give you some quick context. There's a lot of lines. This first line that you're going to see, this yellow line, starts all the way back January of 2011. This trend line has been established all the way since January 2011 on Bitcoin's chart. It's extremely powerful. The longer that these trend lines stay around, I think the more pertinent they are, the more gravity that they hold, okay? So what we've seen throughout Bitcoin's history is this started out as a resistance and then flipped to support back in 2013 and has never looked back, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Back in 2013, never looked back. So why is this important to us? Well, we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch, 6 touch, and this is on the weekly. 7 touch. I mean, look how crazy this is. It almost got right back down during the COVID dip. It almost wicked all the way back down to that line. Can you believe that? I mean, it was just like right on the money. This is a psychological level, and this line could also represent maybe the amount of inflation that's in the market too. Okay, so this could be a floor for the distribution of inflation that was occurring this entire time by the Federal Reserve. It could be that too, combined with human emotion, obviously. So why am I making this point? Well, once again, in October of 2022, what did we see? We saw a massive interaction with that level, and we had a hard bounce. I mean, price action came tanking down. You know, somebody jumps off the Empire State Building and they just hit the concrete, but they bounce. And that thing bounced hard. And they're like, Rags, how can you be so morbid after that motivational speech? Guys, you know what? I'm just going to twist your brains and knots here, and I don't give a damn. Here we go. So it comes crashing down. We had a hard bounce. The question of the day was whether or not this was some sort of, pump and then a distribution pattern at the top. By distribution pattern, I mean the algos and the people out there, the traders out there, were trying to get out of their big positions. So we kind of see this structure. It's kind of rolling over. Whenever I saw that in the past, when I'm looking at charts, this is not something that makes me feel like we have a tremendous amount of strength in the market. Okay? It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good at all. Now, a different type of market structure that would make me feel good is if you had kind of like this, okay? Kind of looked like your parabola. That's the type of stuff that you want to take a look at, but I'm not seeing that with this. Now, what we said a couple weeks ago, let me go down to the daily. We said a couple things. The first thing that we said is if price action is above the 50-week MA and the 200-week MA, then that's going to be very, very good for Bitcoin, and that's going to be very, very good for the markets at large. So what did we see? Right? So we saw that this area was an area that we were going to see price action play in, and we saw that very, very well. In fact, it bounced right off about 25.5, and we had a hard bounce to the upside. I think a portion of that bounce had to do with some of the good news that's been coming out, with regards to like Judge Torres rejected the SEC's appeal to appeal her ruling, like destroyed them. I think that has something to do with that. The XRP folks are really happy. And if you might not remember this. Okay. So XRP was one of the top market caps back in the 2020, 2021 run up before the SEC came crashing down on them. So I think that they could represent a lot of, liquidity in the market. People will be chasing that token, I think, especially if they get the all clear. And there's so many people that have financial considerations with XRP, so many organizations all across the world. You just got to be real about this. People are going to be talking about XRP quite a bit if they get the all clear. But let's take this back here. We had this big weekly candle, In fact, this is probably one of the biggest weekly candles. This was about a 7 or 8% pump, a sustained pump. And then it slammed right into the 200-week MA. So, or the 50-week. The question is whether or not we're going to be able to pump above this and then come back down and test it as support. Because as it stands right now, we got rejected firmly right on that. So that'll be something interesting that we can take a look at here. If, one of the ideas that we had here is that with this market structure that, quite frankly, to me does not look too good, just about every single cycle we have seen some sort of fall off to the downside to this trend line. If we had some sort of sell off, a multi-week sell off, this could be in the 10 to 15% range. Now, we're going to bring in a couple other things here to consider. It's important to consider this. This line right here, this line is the predicted point of Bitcoin halving. Okay. This is very controversial. I think it's going to become very, very controversial. And here's why. The money printers are not turned on right now. The money printers were turned on in just about every single cycle. In fact, one other major point here is that these government bonds were at all-time lows at just about the exact same time as the halvings. I wonder, the interest rates. I wonder if that was on purpose. Kind of interesting to think about here, okay? So we don't have that now. So is the narrative of scarcity going to hold up? Is the narrative of scarcity going to hold up? And is this, multi-year trend line actually going to act as support? We are about to find out. We are about to test a lot. We're going to figure out a whole lot here between October and April. We're going to figure out a whole lot. Okay. Now, one thing that I have not checked that I need to check here, because this is going to play into essentially everything that we're talking about. Let me find economic indicators, probability. All right, let's check the probability of the rate hikes here. So the other question is, how is the halving going to line up with the Fed decreasing or pausing interest rates? As it stands now, people are assuming that interest rates are going to at least stay up, or they're going to stay where they're at, or they might even hike them once more. Jamie Dimon, he's been fudding things like crazy lately. He says, get ready for 7% interest rates, which is another, 150 basis points? That's what he's saying. I don't know if that's the case or not. But as it stands right now, the market starts to price in some sort of rate decrease in June of next year, really in June of 2024. Okay. So that'd be June 12th. For the first time, I'm actually seeing some of these interest rate hikes have gone up a little bit, which is a little bit frightening. Let me see here. Let me make sure that I'm getting this right here. 2023, 2024. Yeah. So they're starting to, the probabilities for the Fed increasing rates are starting to increase, not decrease. We're seeing some probability showing that we'll get up to 6%, and we hadn't really seen that much before. So we're hearing one thing from the Federal Reserve. We're seeing another thing with the numbers. The jobs report was good again, which, folks, remember, having a good jobs report is bad to the Federal Reserve unless we have so many jobs and so much production that we can spend all of this money that's been divvied out. It's looking kind of weird for 2024. 2024 could be an absolute boom, or 2024 could be pretty lackluster. I'm not quite sure if 2024 is just going to see the market take off like crazy. One interesting thing about our ecosystem is that, did we really, really super depend on the rest of cryptocurrency to pump Hex, for example? I think that there were definitely speculators once those green candles started hitting. There's a whole lot more holders than you would know. Like all of your influencers out there, they were holding even though they were fudding at the same time. So what's that mean for Pulsechain? I think we're very well capitalized. I think we have a whole lot of projects. I think that with these two sell-offs, and let's just go ahead and let's go ahead and flip over. I'll pull up WPLS. All right. And I want to pull up the PLS USDC because I think that's what I had marked. WPLS USDC. All right, we had it marked good. So we're going to be able to take a look and see if some of our ideas are playing out right now. So here's some of the ideas, folks. I told you guys that these momentum indicators were starting to get pretty cool here. I told you that we had bullish market structure that had been forming. I told you that if we bisected the pulse chart just before the SEC FUD, if you took this and you took this, you brought them up next to each other, they would look almost identical. So I think what we've seen at this point is just a massive amount of people sell off. There's still sellers out there. There's still big bags, but it doesn't seem like they're willing to sell too much right now. I told you that, I think that I said this a day or two ago. I said within the next 3 to 5 days, we were going to see another test of the 4.8 level. And we would either get rejected back down and we might squeeze down to 4.5, or we might be able to actually punch through this. So we've seen, we'll count this as a test. We'll count this as a test, 3 tests. This 4th test, is this going to punch us through? And then we're going to come back down and sell off. We might hit this level, sell back off, and then use this line as support. This is that slow grind that we're talking about. That's the type of thing that we want to see here. Okay. So as it stands now, the idea that we talked about 2 or 3 days ago seems to be playing out pretty well. Pulsechain is slowly but surely gathering strength. All right, I'm going to show you guys a couple other things here. If you guys aren't familiar with this is dune.com/DREEK69. DEREEK 69. And what's cool about Dune is you're able to create custom dashboards for cryptocurrencies that you care about, and you can see some really cool stuff. So, for example here, this is deposits only on the Pulsechain bridge. Obviously, you can see a massive amount of deposits at the beginning, but you can't see it because we'll go over here. And then we'll scoot this over. Yeah. Can we zoom in a little bit? So you can see a massive amount of deposits at the beginning here. Yeah. And we continue to get quite a bit of deposits to put into Pulsechain. It's just going up and to the right. We also see, so this is kind of a little bit misleading. This is the amount of withdrawals that have been withdrawn from Pulsechain. So, we're seeing pretty much an equal battle between the two. What we would like to see is some sort of spike in deposits. Okay, so cumulative deposits is represented as green. And what we would like to see is the cumulative flow, instead of being neutral like it is now, represented by this blue line, we'd like to see that start ticking up as well. All right, so we'll have new money on the chain. That's important. I would imagine that we're going to start seeing that a little bit because we're starting to get in, we got money locked up with Coast, for example. They're bringing new dollars into the ecosystem, and that's apart from the bridge. And I would imagine actually what you might even see is you might see withdrawals increase because that bridge is not, that on-ramp is not reported by this. So you might see money going off chain, but you won't see it coming on chain. So we want to kind of take a look at that. We want to monitor that real well. We want to kind of figure out, we want to see some sort of spike there. What else I wanted to show you here $80 million bridged into Pulsechain, 20 million DAI, 18 million USDC, 12 million USDT, 7,100 ETH, 2 billion EHAX, and 62 actual wrapped Bitcoin. Bridged out to Ethereum, 52 billion PLS. So I guess that's wrapped. We've got 4 million hex, which is PHEX, and then 1.4 billion PLSX. Interesting stuff here, guys. We're going to just continue to take a look, but for now, this is looking good. And I actually do want to check. Do I have the RSI in here? Let me check the RSI and see what that's doing. Relative Strength Index. All right, RSI continues to tick up. We told you guys too, this is on the daily. We've got this move to the upside combined with price action to the upside. That's bullish sentiment. The MACD is also showing bullish sentiment as well. It's flattened out a little bit, but it's staying above that price there. So we'll see, guys. Things are kind of looking good. We're going to hang out. You know, maybe we don't have so many sellers left. Maybe there's not too much more FUD that can come out of all this here. All right, let's get into the news. El Salvador launches first volcano-powered Bitcoin mining pool. Gosh. Well, that's a narrative. Too bad it's not pumping Bitcoin. On October 4th, El Salvador announced the launch of Lava Pool, the country's first Bitcoin mining pool powered entirely by renewable geothermal energy. The venture represents an important milestone in El Salvador's efforts to integrate Bitcoin into its energy infrastructure. The Lava Pool project is a combined effort of the energy firm Volcano Energy and tech giant Luxor Technology. Together, they seek to tap into the rich reservoir of geothermal energy, making the mining of cryptocurrency more environmentally friendly. I think that's overplayed. I don't think cryptocurrency mining is environmentally harmful by itself whatsoever. And it never has. They just have to, they got to bow down to the liberal progressive WEF ESG overlords. That's what that is. So, okay, cool. All right. I guess you got Volcano Bitcoin now. Excited announced the launch of Lava Pool in collaboration with Luxor Tech Team. By launching the first Bitcoin mining pool from El Salvador, we aim to further decentralize Bitcoin's hash rate and to strengthen the country's energy infrastructure. Interesting how they use the word further, okay? They're insinuating that it's already extremely, extremely decentralized, okay? But that hash rate is not decentralized in any way, shape, or form, ladies and gentlemen, to further. But Bitcoiners, they don't know about this. How would they know about it? Because they don't, like everybody who follows Bitcoin, they don't look into the stats. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know who controls the hash rate. They wouldn't know how undecentralized or non-decentralized that Bitcoin is. So yeah, let's keep going here. This wasn't it. This was it. This was an interesting article here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. The interesting thing about this article is they're making the case that, yeah, guys, we're already in the bull run right now. Already in the bull run. Let's see who wrote this article. Is it my friend? No, it's not. It's Jennifer Murphy, a newbie. So when cryptocurrency prices were hitting new highs in 2021, we frequently received texts from friends such as, wow, look at XYZ token. When we asked if they owned said XYZ token, responses were often only a little and now it's too late or I missed it again. Why is it so hard to catch the bull before it goes stampeding past? Ladies and gentlemen, famed investor John Templeton said, bull markets are born on pessimism, grow on skepticism, mature on optimism, and die in euphoria and mounds of cocaine, typically. In other words, bull markets start from the lows of a bear when risks are prominent and sentiment is poor. 2023 is a great example. Crypto markets limped into this year, having survived one of the worst market environments ever in 2022. Bitcoin fell 64%, While many other tokens fell 80 to 90%, crypto firms FTX, Celsius, others went bankrupt, and regulators made it clear they were going to hold the industry accountable. Meanwhile, the Fed was raising rates at the fastest pace in history while simultaneously shrinking or offloading its balance sheet. As we started 2023, regulatory and macro risks loomed large, and the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, a gauge of crypto market sentiment, indicated extreme fear. Bruh. Again, this gloomy backdrop, January 2023 was one of the crypto's best months ever. Bitcoin was up 40%. Ethereum's up 33%. 7 of the top 100 tokens were up over 100%. Were risks overblown? We don't think so. The Fed has indeed continued to raise rates 4 times in 2023 and shrunk its balance sheet by over $500 billion, which, guys, that means that they're 25% of the way there. Okay, they need $2 trillion. They need $2 trillion. And that's at a clip of, what did we say, 90 billion per month for 24 months, right around there, just under 2 trillion. Extreme pessimism set the stage for the beginning of a new bull market. Today, they've changed. The risks have changed. While rate cuts still may be 9 to 12 months away, the market often anticipates the Federal Reserve's actions months before they happen. The SEC continues its prosecution of crypto, but the U.S. courts have handed the industry some major wins in the Ripple and Grayscale cases. At the margin, macro and regulatory risks are still significant but declining. We think we're entering the skepticism phase of this bull market despite 2023's fast start. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index was showing neutral. So guys, here's what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Everybody, like she says, everybody is worried that it's too late, okay? And they always worry that it's too late when it actually is too late. But they never get in at the lows. Guys, I don't think it's going to go another 40% down. I don't think so. I think it could definitely, it could definitely go another 20% down, I think. And actually, I got to be careful how I say this because anything's possible in crypto, good or bad. But if you wanted to get in, or if you want to tell somebody to get in, it might be smart to tell them to get in right now, and then just chill. Just chill. All right. We don't ever see that transition. There is no marker that says, okay, now is the bull run. We don't see that. We see a chart go way down and we get depressed and we leave. And then we come back 6 or 8 or 10 months later and the bull run's almost over. Okay. This is probably the best opportunity that anybody in this chat has right now, just to let you guys know. Okay. So I wanted to make that point interesting here. Yeah. Do I even want to talk about this? Sam Bankman-Fried's blaming his ex-girlfriend and then the Asian girl for screwing him up. I'm tired of talking about that dude, man. I mean, there's some interesting stuff that really needs to come out of all of this, which is what role their parents actually had in all of this, and the fact that Barbara Fried ran the Democratic fundraising firm Mind the Gap. And how come nobody's talking about that? Millions and millions of dollars raised. Millions and millions went to Congress people. There's a lot of weird stuff that's happening here. Lots of weird stuff. All right. Let me check here. Bugs in the house. What's up, Bugs? Damn, I feel like a lazy butt now. It says Vibra. I feel like running through a wall right now. Hex Force 1. Let's go. Randolph Schreiner. Rags just got back from the gym. Crypto Sloth in the house. Yo. I'm taking full responsibility for my life. Great intro, Brandon. Yeah, let's take some responsibility for our life, man. Let's quit complaining. Let's go do something. Let's change something. If you've been doing the same thing and you're getting the same results, then just tweak something. Start small at the very least. And keep doing that until you gain some traction, man. I got the power to pick up a flower, Evo said. Evo, you just screwed up the whole sentence by the back half of that sentence. I've got the power, and then you put to pick up a flower. Too bad Sam's not in the chat. She'd love that. Disgusting. 2023 has been a fall apart year. Hex can survive the bear. Brizzo says bear. Feeling unstoppable. Your streams are some of the best, Rags. TY. QC Organics. I thought I taught you better. Okay? Thought I taught you better, QC. Oh, man. So frustrating. Don't ever call it X. Rags, best dad I never had. Outreach, incentive token, 9-inch. Why would we not want to learn from the achievements and mistakes from other ecosystems? Pulsechain trainer. Good point. Sparky SWAT for cross-chain BSC. What's up, Rags? Check my pulse. C-Hex my pulse, actually. Raymond Marcotte. What's up, dude? Covered all. We need more opportunities. I'm excited about PRS. Just hold it and receive PLS. People are already talking about XRP. PRS is truly a beast. If you're bullish on PLS, hold PRS. Pumptober, sup Rags, expanded. All right, we're going to keep going. Briz says, I'm banning anyone who hits the like button. Thank God. Thank God. Hexyquin says, did you delete my comment, Rigby? I don't delete any comments. Well, I can't say. I might have deleted 5 comments in the past 24 months. Betty Blanco, what's up, dude? From the Bronx. Body mechanic, yo, this Scotsman's been missing a daily dose of Genji. DCA'd again. I'm so bullish on RH ecosystem. We so early. Can't wait to see the amazing things to come. How does Sam feel about the fact that Soy Boy is a vegan? All right. All right. Here's the part. Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's actually what I'm gonna do. I gotta play my game. You guys know I gotta play my 1-minute game, and that typically takes about a minute and a half. After I play my 1-minute game, I want you guys... How can we do this? How can we do this? If you want me to talk about a token, you got to pay me a gas fee. If you want me to talk about a token, you got to pay me a gas fee. But here's the caveat. I don't have to talk about it. All right? That's just the possibility, okay? Any money that we make off of this is going to go to Christmas because it's already October, right? And we like to do something every Christmas. So if you want me to talk about it, you got to pay me a gas fee. If you don't know what got to pay me a gas fee actually means, then I can't help you here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's play this. Let's get in here. This is a true 1-minute game. If you're new to this, we're going to play a 1-minute game, 1 minute only. And if I lose, who knows? Who cares? I don't know what's going to happen if I lose. It doesn't matter. We just play. It's a 1-minute game, a real 1-minute game, ladies and gentlemen, from somebody around the world. And here we go. This is searching fireworks from United States, and he moves. All right, let's go. We're going to push. And like I said, I probably shouldn't be talking because I never do good when I talk, but we're just going to keep going anyway. Oh, he went back. Didn't expect that. We'll push forward here. That's interesting to say the least. We'll push there. All right, he's taken. I'm taking. We'll try to get that, get him off of that square. Make it difficult. We'll push that pawn. We'll push there. Okay. That's fair enough. Maybe I can find some quick checkmate here. That's always what you want to look for. This guy's actually playing a little bit slower than me, thank goodness. I do need to reposition all this, though. All right, let me put this here. Let me put... Oh. Okay. See, he almost got me. He was playing some reindeer games. We'll go here. And will we be able to push now? No, we won't be able to push there. So this is getting interesting. He's probably mad at this point. Gotcha. You're not doing well here. Check. And we won 27 seconds ago. Congrats, ladies and gentlemen. We got fireworks 10,000. All right. Now I'm going to go back to the chat here. We'll go back to the chat. Let's check and see. All right. Nobody pay me a gas fee. We don't talk about anything. All right. Hexkins lost in Asia, Texas, the biggest country in the USA. No way, not me. Can I just pay you in gas? Not long finished dinner and I have some ready to send. That was a bad move, bro. Christmas giveaway was noteworthy for the gingerness last year. And you totally redeemed yourself. Rags, get some chess game. Dude, we got him, man. We got that dub. We don't get dubs often in these 1 minute games. We got that dub this time. Actually, we crushed it. 27 seconds. You freaking kidding me, man? Come on now. All right. I'm trying to think about. All right. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about here? I know what half y'all want to talk about, but you're afraid to say that you want to talk about it. I already know what it is. Should we do it? All right, let's check this out. I don't know anything about this. All right, we'll do it. All right, the first thing that I'm going to do here, I'm going to talk about the Hoa folks. Okay, the orange people, as one of my buddies likes to put it. The reason I'm going to talk about these guys is because they've done very good to actually support this stream, and I'm very appreciative. They did a metaverse thing, had a lot of their folks on there. I'm glad that they did that. They were watching Rags in an amphitheater, live streaming, which was really, really cool. I thought that was pretty neat. All right. So let's just add some basic indicators. We don't have a lot of historic history. Let's do, let's just do what we're used to. We won't do anything crazy. We'll build you guys up to that. So it looks like we had a massive pump to the upside, followed by, we've just had a gradual sell-off. Since the beginning here, it looks like we've been 62 days. From a pump, I would say that, and mind you guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. I've got nothing in this at all. Okay. I do not, and they are not paying me to talk about this. All right. I do not operate that way, but 60 to 120 days is typically where you see the reversal and the bears stop. All right. So this is quite obviously a sell-off from this pump that we had back here from August. I guess this was August 19th to the 27th. I would expect that we're going to see whether or not this chart can handle this line of support. And what we like to look for, we like to look for long wicks in the past in conjunction with high volume nodes at the bottom. And that's where we can kind of find out where we could have some sort of bottom here. It's not completely oversold at this point on the RSI either. So if we get down to the 30 range, you might say that could be potentially a good buy. If it gets down to this level that we marked, it could be in that range. It could very well be in that range here. Yeah, so the Hex people didn't give me a gas fee, but then I felt not the Hex people, the Hoa people. I felt bad because that's the whole thumbnail of the stream, so I had to do something. All right, what else should we take a look at here? All right, another token that has gotten the people have been hitting me up about quite a bit is the Pulse Reflections token. Now I'm going to tell you guys this. Admittedly, I don't know much about reflection tokens except that I think there's a tax and then it's used to buy tokens, and then people who hold it or stake it get a portion of that back, I guess. Is that how that works? But I've had quite a few people talk to me about this. I'm not quite sure on the mechanics of it. But just in terms of how the chart looks okay, right? It looks really good. We go back in time here, chop sideways for quite a bit, and then we just had a nuclear takeoff. Volume started spiking like crazy. My question would be, what caused this? What fundamental reason was there for this? Sometimes with these tokens, you see people pump the charts. Sometimes they pump charts with sacrifice money. Did this have a sacrifice? I'm not sure. I don't know. But another thing that I will point out, a lot of times on these charts, and this isn't necessarily like the founders or anything. But when you see these equal wicks to the bottom and the upside, that would indicate that there are some bots that are pointed towards this chart. And bots can do all sorts of things. They can balance price out, they can sell price down, they can buy price up. But these sorts of things, I've noticed over time, and when you look at the blockchain, I bet you would see that there's an address that is creating this sort of price chart. And again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I know that a lot of projects use it. Okay. And a lot of those bots are also pointed towards Pulsechain as well. And I don't know for sure, but I will say that just off the top of my head, that doesn't look to be like natural price action. But one thing's for sure, if you were holding all the way back here, what do we have now? 37x from right before it took off. So you're at about a 37x. Hold on. What are you? Let me make sure. From that point that you took off, maybe this previous floor, like a 25x. And then if you got in before that at the beginning, I guess you're doing pretty well too. So that is Pulse PRS, I guess, Pulse Reflections. Mobius says, yes, 3% buy and sell. Jesus Coin just gained another 2 million in market cap in just a few days. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, let's take a look at the liquidity. Okay, so they have pulled Rat Pulse, so they have actual liquidity here. And then they've got 48. So they've got $48,000 of exit liquidity, essentially. We'll see if there's any other pairs. So of course it's paired with the Tropa. They've got 34,000 of liquidity there, which is just the PRS and a Tropa. I don't look at that too much, to be quite honest with you. I mean, we could go, maybe it would be important to take a look at that because there is a pairing with the Tropa and Pulse. So if they sold out either back to the PRS Pulse pair or the Tropa Pulse pair, I mean, you can get out of it. What else is it paired with? Okay, it's very, very small amounts of liquidity. These look like one-offs here. So the idea here is, and I'm seeing a lot of tokens do this, they're taking a Tropa and they're pairing it with their thing because it pumps with it. So if a Tropa pumps, it's going to pump with it. But also, if you have a lot of these coins that are pumping with, and they'll pull a Tropa up as well. Now, whether or not you agree with the Tropa, guys, I've been very clear on my stance on like PDI and a Tropa and all that sort of thing. I'm just super sketched out. Okay. I want everybody to win. I hope everybody wins, but I just don't know who's behind it or why they're behind it. And I know that the whole Richard Hart thing, that narrative is there. I just can't trust it, man. I can't trust it. So the advice I give myself and everybody else is just be freaking careful, folks. All right. What's up, shipmates? EHEX will only surprise people. Let's take a look at EHEX. Let's take a look. EHEX. EHEX. No, we don't want that pairing. We want the, what am I, we'll put Hex. Sorry. What am I thinking? All right. Hex wrapped ETH liquidity, 377K. That's it. USDC, Hex USDC, $1 million liquidity. Jeez. Hold on a second. I think there's a better chart for us to look at this. Let me go to, let's look at the full chart. I think you can only get that. What? Continue the site. I don't care about any of that. Okay. So this is the full chart. We'll share this out. So this is Hex's full chart. And I mean, how far are we? 99.37% down. It just goes further and further down from there. So one of the big problems that we're having right now is the fact that the BankX guys, funded by Godwhale, The BankX guys are just dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. And what's interesting here, BankX guys, is maybe if you had taken some of the offers that you'd gotten before, you'd be getting a whole lot of money more out of this, and you wouldn't have pissed off a lot of people. So you got some offers. But here you are. You're dumping price at 0.003. And you could have gotten wholesale at 0.008, I think. So in terms of eHex, I think they have 700 million left, eHex. We see a little bit less selling right now. Let's see if we can figure out any sort of, and we're going to use what I talked about before. Oh shoot, I don't want that. A rectangle. We see that we're in this box right now. This box is actually pretty important. And we'll color this green here. Green. We'll do green. And we'll just do this to, maybe we could save these and come back to it here in a couple months. So the interesting part here is if you look back in time, you had many, many instances here where price action was chopping back and forth in this channel, and we've entered this channel. We've also flattened out in this channel a little bit. Now, again, SEC FUD had a lot to do with this as well. There's a lot of things that happen here. But I do want to make this point about Hex on Ethereum. And I've made this point before. Guys, Hex on Ethereum is still 99% better than most everything else out there. All right? And then that's not going to change. And then there's people that have consideration in Hex on Ethereum as well. Okay, and then there's also additional incentive to participate on Hex on Ethereum as well, T-share wise. So what do you think? If the whole market's pumping and Hex is paired with Ethereum, and people are afraid to use the Pulsechain bridge, some new folks, and they hear about Hex, and the videos pop up, and all the influencers are making videos about Hex like crazy. What are they going to do? They're going to go the path of least resistance. And right now, quite frankly, the path of least resistance is Ethereum. I did make a video when we forked, and I said, hey, it seems like the community as a whole has chosen Pulsechain to be the place where Ethereum or where Hex lives. Okay, that's where the primary market went. And that's fine, but you got to understand that the whole earth is going to shake when the bull market comes back up. Everything pumps in a bull market, everything. So if you grabbed, what are we at now? Are you kidding me? If we grabbed $1,000 worth of Hex right now and it went back to all-time highs, you'd be at almost 150 grand. That's pretty good. You guys do what you got to do here. I would expect things to, chop in here for a while until we enter back in the bull market. We got some people that are just freaking selling this off like crazy, unfortunately. Morning, Crypto Class. What's up? All right, let me go back here. Let me go to, now this is an interesting one that I just found out about. You guys wouldn't even believe it. Very, very interesting one here. Super simple. There's staking. There's all sorts of things. It's actually crazy. Share. Guys, this one's called Texan. In full disclosure, I am one of the co-founders of Texan token. Texan has fared much better. I guess we'll take it from the wick. I don't want to give false impressions here. 65% down from Pulsechain launch. And it seems like we've been chopping back and forth pretty well here. Okay. We've been chopping back and forth pretty well here. We recently, Texan had about a 28% pump, which is interesting. We were doing pretty well right before the SEC FUD as well. Doing pretty well. So if you bisected our chart, just like you would bisect Pulsechain's chart, and Pulsechain has something to do with this, I completely understand that. But, I've been extremely happy with the way that this chart has looked in spite of everything that has occurred, in spite of everything. So we obviously found a little floor here. We're on the daily, and we've had a little bit of a pump here, Let's see what happens. There's a lot of tokens that their charts are looking like this right now. If you need to check it out, texan.cc/stats. You can see all sorts of stats. Okay. We've got about 5,000 stakers, 5,500 stakers, I believe. And the interesting thing about Texan is the following. There is no T-share system. It's super, super simple. There's no good accounting. There's nothing like that. You don't lose anything if you don't end your stake, but essentially you get 5% per year, 5% per year. And every additional year that you stake, you get a multiplier that simulates compounding. Okay. And if you stake, that supply is pulled out. What's interesting here is, let me actually just give you these stats so I'm not making it up off the top of my head. I don't always trust my memory. Okay. Total supply that could ever exist at this point is just under 100 trillion. Why is it just under? Because people have already early in staked 733 million. Total stakes. I'm sorry. I thought we had 5,500. We actually have almost 6,900 total stakes at this point. And the liquid supply, it launched with 3 trillion. And then a massive amount got staked. So that means that's burned out of the liquid supply. Out of that 3 trillion that we launched with, we now only have about 827 billion. Okay. So it was like a 74% decrease in liquid supply. So that's pretty cool. Total principal staked so far is 2,171 billion. So the thing that I would want to pass along to everybody about this, about Texan, for example, the thing that I want to pass along is this is a long-term play. This is not something that we're going to try to hoorah you and get you freaking riled up. So you buy. It goes crazy. It's a shot in the dark. It's a shooting star, I guess, so to speak. And then it just fades into the night. This is going to be slow and this is going to be methodical. And you're going to see the chart reflect that. You're not going to have massive volatility to the upside. And you're not going to have massive volatility to the downside. Check out Texan, texan.cc. You can get on Pulsechain or Ethereum. Let's check chat here. Briz, what's up, dude? Thoth's Child, Roxweiler, what is up? Thoth says, yes, I need to pop in. Think I've opened wallets twice this month. Reflection tokens are basically fluid staking. You stake just by holding. What makes a good one is the tokenomics. The best currently out there is called Elephant Money. Got it. I don't know anything about them. You're correct. eHex will melt faces. God, it will. Like, I don't see how it couldn't. There's a lot of people that are intimidated by the Pulsechain bridge right now. And until that technology gets better and people have the ability to buy all liquidity, from one website in an efficient and costly, financially feasible way, then they're just going to buy it on Ethereum. You won't be surprised if eHex does 30 cents. I mean, it's the most sold off out of both. And it may have the most. Now, the other thing that you got to think about, the whales are really what causes price to move up and down in all of this, folks. There are a lot of whales that, could be chewing up all those gains on the way back up, but there's also whales that are going to be buying it up too. I know that people chase green candles. So it's going to be a very, very interesting social experiment. Yeah, the scrape on Texan is something that I wish was on Hex. Texan has the ability to scrape any type of interest accrued. So if you're 5 years into a stake and you don't want to completely end it, you can actually just scrape. You could scrape your interest and it does not restart your stake timer. Gas fees are extremely low. And that's because Texan doesn't have to recurse through days to get your interest. All the arithmetic's actually built into the contract. So it's very cheap. I'm here once again to remind the Hex community that Rags Rich has fired Brizology from the biz with Briz. And honestly, he's a hero for that. Dude, what happened? What happened, bro? Thanks, Rags. Later, I'll have to check out. Be good. Hex should hit 99.7 down before turning around. We're not far off. Need to have more bridges in Pulsechain gatekeeping. I don't know, guys. I mean, I think that there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. And I think a lot of people want instant gratification and they launch a new token and they just want to go to war. You don't have to go to war. Just do your own thing, man. Briz, man, you quit on me, dude. One day you just turned in, you said, I'm done with this. And he just walked out of my life like nothing ever happened. The biz with Briz was officially done. It's disgusting. Freaking disgusting, man. Unsatisfactory for this day of training. Got him. Chad D of the Power 13 says. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Late. Guess I'll have to watch on 2X. We'll see what plans come to fruition if you insist. Surprise me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world. When's RH birthday? I don't know when his birthday is. You can just look him up. Do a background check on him. Anybody can find out his birthday. Briz is blowing it today. Dude, and the silence. The silence is deafening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, quick reminder.
Rags to riches. Do not like, comment, or subscribe.
And his name is John C.